Good morning everyone, and welcome to another Build a Terminator. We've hit the big one, I think the first genuinely big one, 49 and 50. It's 20 to 6 in the morning, and hopefully I'll get this recorded and edited in the same morning, because if I get it edited then I'll definitely also upload it. And hopefully I gouged myself earlier. There you go. That was bleeding quite a lot. I know it doesn't look like much, but my God, the blood was spurting out. Not spurting out, I'm slightly exaggerating, but there was quite a lot of blood. And if I catch that on anything, it's going to start bleeding and it's going to be agony. So hopefully there's not any sharp bits. Okay, this bit alone gives me my first clue that we're basically, at a guess, going to be finishing the other side of the pelvis. Let me double check. Well, what do you know? I was correct, albeit with a couple of extra interesting looking round bits there. What? I almost can't believe how lazy these instructions are being right now. It says, aside from gluing those two pins, or around the pins, it says fit left pelvic shield in place as described in a previous issue for the right shield. How about you show us? Because that's what instructions are actually for. Don't just describe it. Oh, as you did the last one, yeah? That's lazy. I'm sorry, Hachette. But anyway, thankfully I know just what to do. And the reason I say that is because sometimes they do explain things that don't need explaining. And they show you pictures that don't make it clear, and then they show another picture that does make it clear. So, yeah, that's the issue I have with that one. But anyway, let's see how this new glue I've bought has held up over the week and get this stuck on. That was a fairly straightforward procedure, but I had a lot of trouble getting this side flush. I slapped a load of extra glue on the parts that I thought that it would bond to, the main body of it, I mean. But I'm not happy with how that's turned out. Hopefully I won't see that too much. Just have to wait and see, as ever. Anyway, next I've decided I really need to invest in a cutting board, because the way that I usually wiggle everything off, but the way these were mounted, because they're so thick and you have to do it right at the bottom, there was no way I could wiggle them off without probably ripping into the plastic on them. So might be time to bite the bullet and give in and get myself a nice little cutting board, but that's no bad thing. Okay, this is the kind of fitting that I really like. I have to, with these holes here, I have to put each of these in each side, and slot on the right hand side you can see sticking out there, well, not a slot, the sticky out bit, my highly technical term there, needs to go into the slot that you can see in the hole there. Nice and easy. And then you've got to screw these down from inside. Haven't got a clue what these are supposed to be supporting. Maybe they're the bars that come down from the rib cage. I don't know yet. Anyway, that's not important. What's important is getting these screwed in the right way. Like that. Okay, let's do this. Okay, they're in there. One of my favourite things ever as a builder of bit part models, which I can call myself now I've finished my R2-D2, is when things can only fit in one way. That is just perfect when that happens. No confusion. Next, you need to put some glue along the edge of that bit there, and the other side, of course, and that's where you'll be putting this bit onto the edge. It's quite a cool little extra detail, that. I like how that looks. I don't know why, but I do. Let me get this stuck on. I'm beginning to lose faith in my little £1 glue. It stayed completely as it was when I left it. Nothing came out the edge or anything, but after what happened with that last piece of the pelvis, not really staying down properly, after I used my usual stuff, which is completely clogged up, it seemed to stay down straight away. So, well, after a bit of pressure, obviously. Anyway, let's get this glued on. I basically went a bit bonkers with the glue. maybe put a bit too much on and made a bit of a mess of the edges, but that's okay. I'm not too fussed about that. I'm going to pretend it's some special kind of futuristic oil or lubricant inside there that's just leaked through. And that is it. That's the end of 49. So now we're on to 50, and this is the big one because we're actually finally fitting this to the base of the spine of my Terminator. So this is going to be exciting, and I'm really happy that they've finished off 50 with something very significant. Looking forward to this one. Okay, this bit is metal, one of the few metal bits that we're going to get now. I'm joking. I think we're going to get a lot more metal yet, not least in the other arm. Yeah, it worried me a bit at first because you've got to put these in the recesses, which on its own is normally quite tricky, these nuts I'm talking about here. But they also want you to put a bit of glue in the recess. And that worried me because I was thinking, okay, if these go in at an angle and I can't get them out again, I'm really going to panic because then they'll be stuck in with the glue. But I had a few test runs, and so far it's been really easy to get them out again if they don't go in flush with the hexagon, so thank God. Okay, look at my wonderful dodgy framing there. Let's move that up a bit. There we go. You need this bit up that way so that angled bit is sloping downwards and outwards, and then you need to find, see you've got flat edges, and you need to line it up with the main chord bar. I don't know what to call it, the main chord, let's just call it that. And then you need to twist that round, and then that goes on like that. And then you also need to make sure that this is still tightened up once you've done it. And it isn't, because it works its way loose. So let's take two and do that again. There we go. And I'm guessing it's going to work its way loose again. Yes, it has. Anyway, after you've worked all that out, you're going to need to put this bolt on the end. I've fitted it, and eventually, once I worked out what was going on, it was fairly straightforward, but you don't know how easy it is to cross thread a massive great big bolt like that. It's surprisingly easy, because I did it. So that's in. They say be careful not to over tighten it, but that's all very well, but for simple folk like me, I'm not sure what over tightening would be. I'm sure it could still go around a tiny bit more with some pliers, but I don't know. I hope I've done it up tight enough. It's got a tiny bit of leeway, I guess. But anyway, now it's the moment of truth. I have to fit the pelvis with these 4 pegs into those 4 holes there, so you can see both fairly well. So I've got to put that on there and then get that screwed in with the nice big screws that they give you, the really big thick ones. I've done it. It's the big one, although I've not quite finished yet. Feels like I've finished because that was quite intense. Oh no, let's move that up. Pelvis is on. I'm sure I could sense Mr. Terminator's rage as I was screwing that in. I guess he's gearing up for war. Hopefully not against me. You may have spotted that little white bit there on the bottom of the pelvis. That fortunately is not worn away silver coating off the plastic. It's actually paper where I put the bit down. I didn't even realise there was glue there on the page, but a bit stupid nevertheless of me. I'm going to wait till this dries properly after a few days and then try and scrape that off. So hopefully it's going to be okay. Not overly worried about that. Okay, small apology here. This last bit, nothing went wrong, but there wasn't a way that I could properly film it to show you, because it would have involved putting the Terminator face down, and I don't really want to do that because the front of the face and everything I want to keep absolutely perfect. I mean, I'm paranoid about dislodging the LEDs in the eyes. So basically you took the bit of plastic that you had, which was that bit, and you put it in 2 pins there. No gluing, no screwing. That was it. But yeah, there wasn't a way that I could do that without moving around here, fussing about live on camera. There wasn't a way that I could do that I felt safe for the front of the Terminator. I just held it in mid-air and did it like that. But it went in quite nicely, I guess. Anyway, that, my friends, takes us to the end of part 50. With what's happening right now, I don't know when the next parts are coming. So, just going to have to hope for the best, keep my fingers crossed. I am subscribed, so it's not coming through a newsagent. Let's see what happens. I hope you have enjoyed. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, because I'm definitely going to make an exciting announcement when I get to 250. That's a really nice number for me. Fingers crossed it will happen soon. To be honest, with the job I have, which I'm not going to say, but with the job I have, my life has not changed at all. I have no more free time than I had before, sadly, because I have absolutely no choice but to go to work due to the type of work that I do. And no, I'm not a painter and decorator, that's not really essential. Although obviously I do have a lot of sympathy for those people. But that's the end of part 50. A very significant part for sure. So I'm looking forward to what the next parts will bring. I think because I've been watching ahead on other people's videos, and I think it involves bringing these down to the pelvis, so that'll be nice. And I don't know when the other arm is coming. I have to say I'm really not looking forward to doing another arm, because the first one was not very enjoyable at all, especially the fingers, the notorious fingers. Anyway, that being said, thank you for watching, and whenever we meet again, be sure to meet me back here next time.